You won't believe what's happening right now in women's basketball. ESPN is in total meltdown over Caitlin Clark's shocking new Europe contract. Sources claim network executives are panicking as the WNBA superstar considers taking her talents overseas, leaving millions of fans, analysts, and even fellow players in utter shock. For months, ESPN downplayed Caitlin's dominance, criticized her every move, and constantly compared her to other stars. But now the tables have turned and the network is scrambling to save face. Insiders reveal heated meetings behind closed doors, frantic emails flying across ESPN headquarters, and on-air personalities scrambling to adjust their narratives. Social media is exploding with fans expressing outrage, disbelief, and unfiltered support for Caitlin. While critics accuse her of abandoning the league, but insiders say there's much more to the story. This isn't just about a contract, it's a seismic power shift in women's basketball, threatening to shake ESPN, the WNBA, and even Caitlin's rivals to their core. And just when you think it can't get any crazier, a leaked clip from a recent ESPN broadcast reveals analysts panicking live on a rudderly, unprepared for Caitlin's next move. You need to see this unfold, because the drama is just beginning, and what happens next could rewrite everything you thought you knew about the WNBA. Caitlin Clark has been turning heads and breaking records since the moment she stepped onto a basketball court. But what's happening now is on a whole new level. For months, ESPN and sports analysts have had a complicated relationship with her, from subtle digs on live broadcasts to persistent comparisons with other WNBA stars. It felt as if the network had made it its mission to downplay her extraordinary talent. Analysts like Molly Coombe and Monica McNutt repeatedly questioned her consistency, critiqued her leadership, and even suggested her hype was largely me. Fans were furious, but Caitlin stayed focused, dominating every game and silencing critics with her sheer brilliance. Every step, every assist, every clutch shot seemed to prove that the doubters had underestimated her. And yet, the network refused to give her the credit she deserved. What makes this story even more explosive is Caitlin's rumored new contract in Europe. While ESPN has historically dictated the narrative in women's basketball, insiders now say the network is panicking over the possibility that Caitlin may take her talents overseas. Sources claim executives are frantically trying to maintain control over her story, worried that losing her audience to Europe would be a public relations nightmare. For years, ESPN profited from scrutinizing and sometimes undermining Caitlin's achievements. But now, they are facing the very real possibility of losing her influence entirely and with it, millions of viewers. Meanwhile, Caitlin's rise hasn't gone unnoticed by her peers. Players across the WNBA have publicly and privately acknowledged her impact, noting that she has brought a new level of energy, excitement, and attention to the league. Yet, some rivals have attempted to challenge her dominance, adding to the drama and tension surrounding her every move. Fans are divided. Some see her potential European move as a betrayal, while others celebrate her as a trailblazer who refuses to be confined by outdated narratives. The discussion online has exploded across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, with thousands of posts dissecting every detail of her career, her stats, and the looming contract decision. Some speculate this is a strategic move to leverage her position against the network, while others see it as a natural next step for a player who has already achieved legendary status in college basketball and is now ready to redefine her professional journey. What makes Caitlin Clark's story truly fascinating and controversial is the ongoing tension between media control and athlete autonomy. ESPN has long been a kingmaker in the world of women's basketball, shaping who is praised, who is criticized, and who gets mainstream attention. Caitlin, however, has repeatedly proven that talent and charisma can challenge even the most entrenched narratives. Her rumored Europe contract threatens to shift the balance of power in a way few anticipated, placing the network on high alert and igniting speculation about the future of women's basketball coverage. This isn't just a sports story, it's a battle of influence, fame, and strategy, with Caitlin Clark at the center. She's no longer just an athlete, she's a force capable of redefining the league, reshaping media narratives, and forcing networks like ESPN to adapt or risk being left behind. Fans, insiders, and rivals alike are watching closely, knowing that whatever happens next could change the WNBA forever. And as rumors continue to swirl, the stage is set for an explosive, unprecedented chapter in Caitlin Clark's career. The drama is building, the stakes are sky high, and nobody saw this coming. The tension surrounding Caitlin Clark's rumored Europe contract reached a boiling point this week, and what unfolded is nothing short of explosive. Sources inside the WNBA claim that ESPN executives were caught completely off guard when Caitlyn's agent reportedly leaked details about a lucrative European contract that could redefine her career and, potentially, the entire landscape of women's basketball. According to insiders, the network immediately went into crisis mode, scrambling to control the narrative before it spiraled out of control. Behind closed doors, executives are said to be panicking, calling emergency meetings, and even considering public statements to regain control over a story that they no longer fully control. The whispers of betrayal and shock among analysts are palpable, with some reportedly questioning how they could have misjudged her influence so completely. Meanwhile, Caitlyn herself has remained silent, or at least publicly, but behind the scenes, sources suggest she has been meticulously planning every detail of this move, fully aware of the chaos it would cause. A leaked private conversation allegedly between Caitlyn and her closest advisors revealed a startling confidence. "She's not just leaving for money, she's leaving to make a statement. If they won't respect my worth here, I'll show them what the world really thinks," one snippet reportedly reads. And as expected, the leak hit social media like wildfire. Fans immediately picked up on the possibility of her European move, sending speculation and theories into overdrive. Every tweet, every TikTok clip, every Instagram comment exploded with hashtags like #CaitlynClarkEurope, #WNBA Chaos, and #ESPN Meltdown. But the first twist came when ESPN analyst Molly Coombe made an on-air remark that seemed harmless at first, but quickly turned into a full-blown scandal. During a live broadcast, she reportedly questioned whether Caitlyn truly deserved her superstar status, citing vague marketing concerns and questioning if her success was more hype than talent. This comment, when combined with the European contract rumors, set the sports world ablaze. Fans accused the network of attempting to sabotage Caitlyn's career, while some analysts privately admitted that the network's criticism had been poorly timed, especially considering Caitlyn's record-breaking rookie season. As if that weren't enough, a shocking leak from Caitlyn's own team surfaced, allegedly revealing a direct text message from her agent to ESPN executives: "Respect her, or watch her dominate somewhere else." The tone of the message, both bold and defiant, sent a clear warning: Caitlyn isn't playing by anyone's rules anymore. This revelation immediately sparked a media frenzy. Sports websites, fan pages, and commentators dissected every word, framing it as a direct confrontation between one of the league's brightest stars and the network that tried to control her narrative. Adding fuel to the fire, insiders report that rival players and teams were blindsided by the news. Some are rumored to feel betrayed, thinking Caitlyn's move could shift sponsorships, fan support, and league dynamics in Europe rather than in the WNBA. The controversy isn't just about money, it's about influence, recognition, and respect. The drama is now layered: Caitlyn Clark challenging the network, fans siding with her, analysts scrambling, and the WNBA quietly monitoring the fallout. And just when it seemed like the storm couldn't get any more intense, a new leak allegedly showed a private ESPN email thread with executives debating whether they could block Caitlyn's move or publicly criticize it without losing credibility. This twist makes it clear: Caitlyn's Europe contract isn't just a personal career decision, it's a full-blown power play, threatening to shake the foundations of the league and the network that's spent months trying to control her story. The stakes have never been higher, and as the world watches, one question hangs over everything: will Caitlyn Clark leave the WNBA for Europe, or will ESPN somehow reel her back in? The answer is still unfolding, and the shockwaves are only beginning. Just when everyone thought the Caitlyn Clark saga couldn't escalate further, the story exploded to an entirely new level. Insiders are now claiming that Caitlyn's rumored European contract isn't just about playing overseas, it's a full-scale power move designed to send a message to the WNBA and the entire basketball world. Sources allege that the deal includes not only a record-breaking salary, but also unprecedented marketing control, endorsement rights, and even a say in league promotions. If true, this would be a seismic shift, essentially giving Caitlyn the kind of leverage no WNBA player has ever wielded. Social media immediately lit up with speculation, and fan theories exploded. Could this mean Caitlyn is preparing to become the first global female basketball superstar outside the US? Meanwhile, ESPN's reaction has been nothing short of chaotic. Behind the scenes, executives are reportedly panicking, as internal leaks suggest. that some analysts are openly criticizing the network's handling of Caitlyn's career. A private video clip leaked from an ESPN staff meeting allegedly shows heated arguments over whether Caitlyn should have been given more coverage, with phrases like "we underestimated her influence" and "she's too big for us to control" being thrown around. These words alone have sent fans into a frenzy, framing the network as both arrogant and unprepared for the real power Caitlyn wields. But the shocker didn't stop there. A controversial TikTok video surfaced, showing a purported insider claiming that Caitlyn has already started negotiating with European teams in secret. The insider revealed that Caitlyn's European contract could allow her to play during the WNBA offseason without violating league rules, effectively letting her dominate on both continents. Fans were stunned. Some celebrated this as a victory for women's sports, while others accused Caitlyn of abandoning the league that made her famous. The debate ignited massive online battles, with thousands of comments arguing over loyalty, ambition, and the future of the WNBA. Then came another bombshell. Leaked DMs, allegedly from Caitlyn's agent, suggested that she had been warning ESPN weeks ago about her potential move. One message reportedly read, "If they don't respect her, she take the world with her." The wording alone sparked outrage, portraying Caitlyn as a fearless player ready to challenge the establishment. Analysts quickly picked up on the story, framing Caitlyn's potential Europe move not as a personal decision, but as a rebellion against a network and a league that consistently underestimated her, adding fuel to the fire. Fans began uncovering patterns in ESPN coverage. Social media users posted clips and screenshots comparing Caitlyn's highlights with other players, showing that she was often underrepresented despite delivering record-breaking performances. This perceived media blackout only amplified public outrage. Hashtags like #CaitlynClark Worldwide, #ESPN Fails, and #WNBA Chaos started trending globally. And now every post, comment, and share added another layer of controversy. Even the league's insiders reportedly weighed in, with one anonymous WNBA executive allegedly stating, "Caitlyn Clark is redefining what a player can be. This isn't just about Europe, it's about control, influence, and respect. ESPN and the league better wake up, or they'll lose her completely." This statement alone has fans predicting a complete media meltdown if Caitlyn officially signs abroad. As the story continues to unfold, one thing is clear: Caitlyn Clark is no longer just a WNBA rookie star. She has become a lightning rod for debates over player autonomy, media influence, and the globalization of women's basketball. Every leaked message, every viral clip, and every analyst reaction is intensifying the drama. And with reports that Caitlyn may officially announce her decision soon, the world is holding its breath, waiting for the moment that could completely upend the WNBA and ESPN alike. The storm is growing, the stakes are sky high, and the drama is far from over. Fans and insiders alike are bracing for what comes next because Caitlyn Clark is about to make a move that no one saw coming. And the consequences could be catastrophic for the networks and leagues that underestimated her power. The moment the rumors about Caitlyn Clark's Europe contract leaked, the internet erupted in absolute chaos. Social media platforms went into overdrive, with fans, analysts, and celebrities all weighing in. Twitter threads exploded, Instagram stories flooded with speculation, and TikTok videos dissected every possible angle of Caitlyn's decision. The reaction was immediate. Some hailed her as a trailblazer, a player refusing to be limited by a domestic league or a network that consistently undervalued her. Others accused her of abandoning the WNBA at the height of her popularity. The debates were furious, unrelenting, and utterly polarizing. Within hours, high-profile voices joined the discussion. Sports analysts, influencers, and even retired WNBA stars took sides. One former player tweeted, "Caitlyn Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's rewriting the rules for every female athlete. Respect the grind." Meanwhile, critics fired back, arguing that leaving for Europe could fracture the WNBA's growth. The comments sections became battlegrounds of emotion, with fans forming entire armies for and against Caitlyn. Memes mocking ESPN's panic began trending, and hashtags like #Caitlyn Clark Worldwide, #WNBA Chaos, and #ESPN Meltdown dominated feeds globally. Inside the industry, tensions ran even higher. Leaked emails from ESPN executives revealed an urgent internal scramble, with teams debating how to spin the narrative and control the fallout. Some network insiders were reportedly furious that Caitlyn had outmaneuvered them, stating, "We've built her up, and now she's taking the spotlight on her terms. This is a nightmare scenario for ratings and control. The WNBA itself found itself in damage control mode, issuing cautious statements praising Caitlyn's talent while avoiding specifics about the European contract. Meanwhile, fans were not waiting for official statements, they took matters into their own hands. Viral polls asked whether Caitlyn's move was a betrayal or a genius career decision, and results flooded in by the millions. Social media users started comparing Caitlyn to other global sports icons, claiming she was about to become the first WNBA player to wield real international influence. Industry insiders leaked comments suggesting sponsors were already reaching out to secure deals, sensing the marketing goldmine Caitlyn represented. Even mainstream news outlets jumped in, framing the situation as an unprecedented power shift. Pundits debated whether ESPN's handling of Caitlyn's rise had created this scenario. Analysts criticized the network for underestimating her influence and failing to respect her achievements, while fans flooded live streams demanding accountability. The internet was divided, but one thing was clear: Caitlyn Clark had become a phenomenon, and her European contract was the spark igniting a storm that no network, league, or fanbase could ignore. The controversy reached a fever pitch when leaked insider clips suggested ESPN hosts were scrambling to plan a counter-narrative. Some reportedly suggested softening their coverage, while others openly admitted that Caitlyn's move could permanently damage their credibility. Every post, tweet, and story added fuel to the fire. The public and industry reactions were no longer separate, they merged into a perfect storm of outrage, admiration, and speculation. The WNBA, ESPN, and the entire basketball world were watching, waiting for the next twist in a story that had already rewritten the rules of women's sports. Just when everyone thought the Caitlyn Clark Erupts saga couldn't get any bigger, a shocking new leak sent shockwaves through the sports world. Insider sources revealed that Caitlyn's European contract wasn't just about basketball, it included unprecedented marketing rights, personal branding deals, and global media appearances that could make her the highest-earning WNBA player in history. This revelation ignited a frenzy. Fans erupted online, celebrities weighed in, and ESPN executives reportedly went into full-blown panic mode. The network that spent months underplaying her dominance was now facing a reality where Caitlyn could become untouchable on the global stage. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Multiple insiders claim that Caitlyn's deal includes a clause allowing her to opt out of the WNBA entirely if the European team offers the level of visibility she desires. In other words, the player ESPN and WNBA analysts once dismissed as overhyped could potentially skip the league's next season entirely and take her massive fanbase with her. Social media exploded with speculation. Would she abandon domestic basketball? Could this be a signal that the WNBA's biggest star is preparing to go rogue? Hashtags like #Caitlyn Clark Takeover and #WNBA Shutdown trended worldwide within hours, adding fuel to the fire. A leaked audio clip surfaced of Caitlyn speaking candidly with her European agents. In it, she reportedly said, "I've proven everything I needed to hear. Now it's time the world sees what I can do on my terms." Fans were electrified, calling it a power move that exposes the WNBA's inability to fully support its rising stars. Critics, meanwhile, accused her of abandoning American fans at the peak of her fame. The internet split into chaos, debates, and viral threads dissecting every word of the leak. Industry insiders whispered of behind-the-scenes clashes at ESPN. One unnamed source claimed, "They're terrified. For months, they controlled the narrative. Now Caitlyn's in the driver's seat. Everything they thought they could spin is crumbling." Sponsors, meanwhile, were reportedly lining up to secure deals with Caitlyn before the news fully broke, signaling a seismic shift in women's sports marketing. Even WNBA executives were caught off guard, reportedly scrambling to negotiate ways to retain her for the domestic season, and just when the story seemed like it couldn't escalate further, rumors surfaced of a secret European showcase game. Caitlyn might headline an event so high-profile it could overshadow the WNBA finals entirely. Sources suggest the European League is planning a massive media campaign around her arrival, potentially drawing millions of new viewers globally. If true, this would mark the beginning of a bold new era where Caitlyn Clark commands attention far beyond the American basketball scene. The world is now left with questions burning hotter than ever. Will Caitlyn leave the WNBA for Europe? Can ESPN survive this blow to their credibility? Will her move inspire other players to follow her lead, or will the league clamp down? One thing is certain: this story is far from over. The drama, the leaks, and the controversies are only escalating. And Caitlin Clark is at the eye of the storm. The stage is set for the next chapter, and trust USU won't want to miss what comes next. Stay tuned, because whatever Caitlin does next will shake the world of women's basketball to its core. Alright, everyone, this is where we need you to weigh in. Caitlin Clark is making moves that could change the entire landscape of women's basketball forever. Will she stay in the WNBA, or is Europe about to claim the league's brightest star? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop your predictions in the comments right now. Are you Team Stay or Team Europe? Who do you think is really behind ESPN's Meltdown? And how far will this story go before it blows up even bigger? Don't just sit there, like this video if you're shocked by these revelations, and share it with every basketball fan you know. Hit that subscribe button so you're the first to get updates as this insane saga continues to unfold. You think this is over? Think again. The next chapter is about to shake the league, the media, and fans worldwide. And here's the big question. Could Caitlin's move spark a new era where players finally control their own careers? Or will the WNBA fight to keep her in the spotlight? We want every opinion, every theory, every hot take. Drop it in the comments and let the debate rage. Trust us, you won't want to miss a single update from this explosive story.